Hi guys, Lemmy here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be chatting about art thieves and scam artists. What are the differences between them and which is worse? Also, I'll share a story of when I was scammed when I was younger. It's a cautionary tale that I hope my viewers can learn from, as I sure did, and I never repeated my mistake. Alright, so what is the difference between an art thief and a scam artist? I find while both are thieves, they steal different things. So art thieves steal intellectual property. For example, they'll take pictures created by someone else and then claim them as their own by reposting them on art websites and taking credit, or in worse circumstances, they'll take other people's art and then use that art to decorate items and then sell those items for money. Artists who scam people, or in this video they'll be called scam artists, steal actual money from their customers. This is mostly seen when artists take on commission work or take money for store items and then the buyer never receives the product that they purchased, either physically in their hands or on the internet, depending on what they bought. So let's all just take a moment and think about what we all personally find to be worse. You know, they're both pretty dishonest and horrible, so it can be pretty difficult to choose which is worse, right? And I've actually flip-flopped multiple times on what I find worse until I then realized something that really mattered to me. Then it was really easy for me to pick which one's worse. And I decided for sure that scam artists are much worse than art thieves. And this was really easy for me to decide when I looked at it through multiple perspectives. Art thieves only hurt the maker of the art that they take, while scam artists hurt the people that support them. And usually it's more than just one person, because if you do it to one person, what's stopping you from doing it to another? Artists who have their art stolen usually have very large followings, and they have the clout to make a post about their art being stolen and then have their followers help do something about it. Also, when you have that many followers, it's easy for one of them to spot stolen art and then report it to the maker of the piece. So in this case, it's kind of like an artist is being supported by their community when someone else does something wrong to that artist. But when an artist scams the people who support them, it's the opposite of that. The follower will realize that that artist who they supported, which could have possibly been for many years, is not who they originally thought they were. But not just that, there is nothing that that follower can do about not receiving their item if they have given the artist extra time to send the product or create it. Chances are the follower doesn't have a following themselves, so there is very little that they can do to enlighten others about their own predicament. And if the follower tries to alert others on the artist's page, they can simply block them. Besides, who will that person believe? The artist that they follow or some random guy on the internet? And when things like this happen, it's just the worst. I can't imagine what it would be like to not have a voice but also be ostracized from a community after supporting someone for so long. And essentially you're doing something nice, and that's how you were treated, by helping support them, by buying their products, by buying their artwork, and supporting their lifestyle and their dream. And then that's what happens. So when I thought of it that way, it became very clear, like extremely clear, which is worse to me. And though, you know, I do have my own story, I had an experience when I was younger where I was scammed out of about $30, and I was following this artist and I absolutely adored their artwork. And they weren't around for a little bit, like maybe a month, and then they came back. And I thought, like, okay, this isn't very uncommon, you know, people do art as a hobby and they might not have tons of time to upload onto the website, but when they came back, they made a notification explaining that they needed money and may lose the internet pretty soon if they can't pay their bill. So they were taking emergency commissions at the time. And I figured, like, hey, now is a really great time to show support for this person who needs the money, and I really love their artwork. So I purchased something from this artist. And it wasn't just me, it was a whole bunch of other people because they left comments in the comments section as well. So we all gave this girl, I believe it was a girl, money. And after that, we all never saw her again. Like, she just straight up disappeared. Either she became so poor that she never got her internet back, or she just took the easy money and ran. And I mean, like, either way it sucks, but at this point I just simply chalked it up as a loss. You might be saying, like, hey, well, if you gave the artist money, why didn't you just get a refund? And that's really difficult to do because when you order custom-made artwork from an artist and a whole bunch of other people ordered art as well, there's a whole list of people who need their product. And artists aren't machines. We take time to make these products. So I was kind of like giving her extra time because being an artist myself, I try to be understanding of other people. You know, some people don't make pictures as fast as I do, or she has a lot of stuff going on. So it was longer than 2 months that I was waiting for this picture. And by the time I tried to get a refund, PayPal, which is how I paid this artist, wouldn't give me my money back because that's when your buyer protection runs out. So I ended up losing the money, but hey, I learned a life lesson and I've never made the mistake twice. My advice for anyone ordering artwork on the internet is to not go over the buyer protection period. And chances are artists will not take credit card or cash or anything like that. So they'll do something with, because it's the internet, they'll take money using something like a website like PayPal. So be sure to look at how you're transferring the money to the artist, and be sure to stay within that buyer protection time frame to report any issues you may have with receiving your product. And I realize creating artwork does take time, but as a buyer, you need to realize that purchasing artwork is very similar to buying anything else online, and you cannot let yourself be taken advantage of. I honestly think that if you're about to run out of time on your buyer protection, you should just get a refund, and if the artist is honest, they'll let you pay for that again so that it refreshes your buyer protection by another 2 months. I mean, if they're really going to make the art for you and they have every intention of doing that, then they should just take the payment a second time and it really shouldn't be an issue. So you really need to look out for yourself before you look out for anyone else. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the matter, but what do you guys think? Which is worse, an art thief or a scam artist? Have you ever had your artwork stolen? Have you ever been scammed by another artist? If so, leave your stories down below so we can all learn from your experiences. And I always love to hear what you guys think on the topics that I bring up, so I will be reading all the comments. You guys take care, and I'll speak to you again next week in another art video. Bye guys!